Hello, friends and family of the fire service. My name is Brian Sturdivant. I'm the fire chief here for the city of Lansing, and very excited for this edition of the Lansing Fire Department Fireside Chat. Today we have a couple of our operation managers, supervisors, leaders that we want to highlight as we continue to focus on the great work and the great effort that's taken place here in the city of Lansing. To my right, we have Captain Wolfhert, truck captain here in the city. And to my left, we have Battalion Chief Steve Kilmon. And I will introduce these two gentlemen and let them give you some background on their tenure with the organization, their roles and responsibilities as they conduct their supervisory work on the shifts, and some of their thoughts and perspectives as we continue to shift the cultural dynamic within our organization and focus on community engagement, risk reduction efforts, and the operational deployment of service delivery that we are so proud of here in Lansing. So right now, what I will do is introduce my co-worker to the left, Battalion Chief Steve Kilmon, and let him speak a bit about his tenure within our fire department and some of his thoughts and perspectives that are related to his role and responsibility. Chief Kilmon, talk to us a little bit. How you doing this morning?
Great, thank you, Chief. As Chief said, I'm Battalion Chief Steve Kilmon. I've been with the City of Lansing Fire Department for 24 years now. I'm stationed right out of Station 1 downtown. That's where the Battalion Chief operates out of, and my daily job is overseeing the staffing of the fire department for my shift. We currently have 3 battalion chiefs, 1 for each shift. We work the 24-hour shifts just as the rest of the firefighters do, and we are there to not only oversee staffing, we are there to support all of our staff day in and day out and respond to alarms in an incident command role.
Well, that's interesting, and that is very typical within the current fire service, but we've also began to transition our battalion chiefs with a higher degree of administrative oversight for the organization. Right now, from a structural standpoint, we have a fire chief, myself. I have 2 assistant fire chiefs, one over operations and one over administration. We have 3 battalion chiefs, which oversee the A, B, and C shifts. And then we have 6 division chiefs, which oversee training, EMS, emergency management, logistics, administration, and the fire marshal's office. So structurally, that's how the Lansing Fire Department is set up. All of the chief officers make up our management command team, and they have a very significant role that is specific to a certain area. And then, of course, the general role of oversight and leadership within their division or their battalions. To my right, I have Captain Wolfhert, who is a truck captain for our organization. And I would like to turn the mic over to him to allow him an opportunity to introduce himself and give us some perspectives of his day-to-day engagement within the organization. And then we'll take the conversation in another direction once we've had an opportunity for Chief Wolfhert to introduce himself. Excuse me, Captain Wolfhert. So Captain, I promoted you. I see a white helmet in the future for you. I'm not ashamed to say that, especially with the strong work and the product that you put forward. So talk to us a little bit about your engagement here in Lansing Fire.
Thanks, Chief. My name is Eric Wolfhert. I've been with Lansing Fire Department for 17 years. Been a captain just under a year now. I am stationed downtown where the battalion chief is as well. Our day-to-day is starting out with usually we're in charge of scheduling, filling overtimes for the day, scheduling out training for our our station, but also if there's a larger train for the whole department, we schedule rigs, time slots, that kind of thing. Deal with just Station 1's one of our biggest stations, or is our biggest station, so we've got 2 ambulances, an engine, battalion chief, and the fire truck there, or ladder truck there, so we're kind of between going to the store in the morning, getting set up for training throughout the day, filling the overtime and things like that. It's usually a pretty busy station, but overall, I love the job, and it's been great for me for 17 years.
It's been a pleasure working with and for you two gentlemen. And these are some very exciting times for the city of Lansing. As you are aware, a little over a year or so ago, we engaged the community, and they supported our fire department with a measure of trust as they voted positively to move forward with a bond measure that would allow us to update and to build new facilities. So currently, as we speak, we have 2 new fire stations that are under or will soon be under construction. We have a new public safety fire police headquarter administration building that will be under construction. We have a brand new full service all hazard training facility that will soon be under construction. And we could not have done this without the support of the community, and we could not have garnered the support of the community without the great work of our members. Philosophically, as the fire chief, I firmly believe that administratively we are here to support the operations. These are the gentlemen that actually serve as the conduit, if you will, between the community and our fire department. I've always stated that fire captain is one of the most important and critical positions within any public safety organization, especially a fire department, because they are the face of the department within the community. And when we knock on Mrs. Smith's door and announce ourselves as a resource to assist whatever that problem is, it is typically going to be these 2 gentlemen that make that presentation to Mrs. Smith. So being able to develop that rapport with our community, being able to not only look to serve our community, but also serve our membership is very, very important. Now, Captain Wolfhert, I'd like you to talk a little bit about our call volume, because we've seen it explode over the last several years. And right now we're pushing close to 30,000 calls a year, which is pretty significant for our organization. Can you talk to me a little bit about how that impacts your day-to-day ability to coach and mentor your crew, to train, to team build, and to continue to deliver the service that you do?
I will say this, obviously our call volume ever since I've been on, I think we go up about 1,000 runs a year, and I think that's even increasing. And our personnel do great with it. I mean, they handle the situations. The medics, I mean, downtown, you're probably talking average of 13 to 14 apiece. Engines, probably right around there too, around 13. The truck is about probably 6 to 8, give or take. I believe in July, Station 1 alone did about 750 calls. So obviously that is a challenge for us, just trying to get training in, trying to get, make sure that people have food to eat and that they do get some rest. I will say back in the day, it was unheard of to have somebody taking a break at 2 in the afternoon. Well, nowadays, you're going to be up after midnight. So if you can get a half hour, you take a half hour. And guys try to get workouts in, because to me, that is a big benefit for mental health and everything. If you're physically feeling better, mentally, you're usually a little better too. So, and at Station 1, all of our stations, we have a nice workout facility, so people utilize it quite well. So I said our call volume's going up, and I mean, obviously more personnel is always amazing, but our people are handling it. They're, for the most part, we're able to fill most of our overtimes, which is good. But with our call volume, it's tough sometimes with people doing 14, 15 calls and not sleeping much. It's hard to get them to come in and work another 24 or 12 or 4, but they still do it. So.
Yeah, and that's a testament to the character of our members. I'm glad you brought that up, Captain, because there is a renewed effort within our organization on physical well-being, mental health well-being, just being in a psychologically healthy place, which there is a direct correlation with service delivery. And so as fire chief, I do not shy away from mentioning at every opportunity for our members to take advantage of the opportunity to take care of themselves. And that runs the gamut from naps in the middle of the day to mental health days that may need to be utilized just for our folks to process and exhale. We do have a very busy system. With that 30,000 calls a year, about 80,000 of those are EMS related, which means our ambulances, our medics, our EMTs, our supervisors, our officers are very, very busy throughout the course of their shift. And so any opportunity we can offer for and support for them to take care of themselves is always going to be a priority. And I could not be prouder of the membership that we have, because they carry the weight of service delivery to this community, and they do it proudly, they do it very professionally, and they do it with a degree of excellence. Now, I have been working with City Hall and will continue to work with my boss, the mayor, and City Council, because I have been able to produce some data that reflects we could do a better job of right-sizing our organization to meet the current service delivery that is requested. But until we get to that point, our members have been carrying the process and the brunt of being able to service this community with a source of pride that is unmatched around the country. I'd like to shift a little bit to Chief Kilmon because, again, based on the call volume that we have some pretty significant mutual aid agreements in place with surrounding fire departments. I'd like for Chief Kilmon to talk a little bit about our mutual aid agreements and how that works from a request and a given standpoint. And then we'll shift gears a little bit to talk about the Michigan Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, which we are excited to be engaging. So Chief Kilmon, can you talk a little bit about our mutual aid and how that impacts the day-to-day and what you see as a boots on the ground incident commander with service delivery to the community?
Yes, mutual aid is a great thing, and thankfully all of our neighboring fire departments along with us participate in mutual aid. And what that means for those that don't know, for example, if another community surrounding the Lansing area is in need of help, we're there to help them as they are there to help us. It happens daily, on a daily basis, especially with EMS responses in the city of Lansing. And we're thankful for these agreements and for our Metro partners in the area to help us out and are there for our citizens as well. As far as MABUS, as you mentioned, we are currently going through the credentialing process to essentially be a technical rescue team and provide hazmat services for the region, if not more. The mutual aid box alarm system is, think of it as a statewide mutual aid system, kind of like I described locally what we have in place with our neighboring departments. MABUS is a system that was developed to provide certain specialty resources to communities throughout the state of Michigan that they may not have, but we do. And they are the gatekeeper, so to say, and the organizer in the event any community within the state is in need of any kind of specialty rescue equipment, or it could be just as basic as a simple fire engine.
Thank you for that response, Chief. And I can appreciate your being very humble in this regard, but Chief Kilmon is one of the leaders in our organization as it relates to the technical rescue aspect of what we do with the statewide mutual aid box alarm system. And he has been very steadfast with leading the efforts for our special operations, technical rescue, and hazmat teams to become credentialed under the umbrella of Michigan MABUS, which will give us that ability not only to continue serving our community, but also to serve as a resource around the state if necessary. So we are currently engaged in that process as we speak. Organizationally, we have some new initiatives that are in place. We have recently gone live with our pre-incident planning program from a very formal data collection standpoint. This is going to allow us to gain some additional points, if you will, when the Insurance Services Office comes into Lansing here in a couple months to provide our most recent assessment. The City of Lansing ISO rating is currently a 2. We feel very, very confident that we'll be able to decrease that to a 1, which basically is an increase because the highest level you can achieve is a 1. The worst level you can achieve is a 10. So we're looking to transition from a 2 to a 1. And the last time ISO was in the City of Lansing was back in 2018. And we just barely missed scoring a 1 on that assessment with just a handful of points. So we feel very confident that we will be able to make up for that point differential so that we can secure a #1 rating within ISO, which of course is a source of pride. But like I always try to say, and I can remember being an old paramedic instructor and an EMT instructor back in my younger days, it's not the certification, it's the application. And so we focus less on what the certification is, and we focus more on how are we applying it, how does it impact our community and our members, and what that looks like from a long-term standpoint. So, Captain Wolfhert, just shifting gears a little bit, talk to us a little bit about some of the things you do off-duty to offset some of the stressors, some of the workload, the ability to manage that work-life balance. Do you have any particular interest that you engage with your family just to help you to process the busy nature of our system and to stay healthy and to stay focused on your work?
I'm not a real big hobbies guy, so okay. I have a farm I just bought for my family. So wow. We have a couple hundred acres and cows and stuff like that. Wow. So how I deal with stress and work is by working more and having other stresses. But I also have 4 kids, so okay. 4 boys, so we deal with that, and wife that works out in Grand Rapids. So between all that, I mean, to me, just I can get through with anything. It's fine.
Wow. So, that is interesting. Good for you. 200 acres, that's a nice little plot of land there. Good for you, being able to work through that. What about you, Chief? What do you do to kind of offload a little bit when you can?
Well, I, like Captain Wolfhert, have a family. I've got a wife and 2 children that keep me very busy. Both my kids are heavily involved in sports, so I spend most of my free time at tournaments or football games and things like that with both of them. If not, we're going back and forth to practice and other things. Okay. If I do get a spare minute, I enjoy the outdoors. I've kind of taken up the craft of woodworking recently. I try to enjoy many different things and just spending time with family. And
well, I must say that from the fire chief's office, it is working for you gentlemen, because I'm so very proud of the work ethic, the product that you put forth every day. You have no problems or hesitation with leading from the front. You lead by example, and you exemplify what we stand on, which is the patch we wear on our uniforms that speak to pride, professionalism, and excellence. And I could not be prouder working for you gentlemen and working with you gentlemen. I want to encourage you, please keep up the good work. Please take care of yourselves. Please continue to serve our community as well as you serve your crews, which I know you will do. So this is a wrap-up to the most recent edition of the Lansing Fire Department Fireside Chat. Thank you for being with us. And again, very excited to highlight the work of our operations folks, because this is truly where the rubber meets the road, and they are truly the face of our department in the community, and I could not be more proud of them. So until next time, this is Chief Sturdivant signing off, and stay tuned for an upcoming edition of the Lansing Fire Department Fireside Chat. Have a good day.